program. We're going to try to get as many doors opened as we can to get people just to be safe through this ice storm. You know, I mean, you can rebuild all day long, but if people are dead, what are you going to do? I mean, this is ridiculous.
Let me back you up a little bit. For the ones that don't know, the information that you dropped was, we're being told basically that the information you said wasn't true concerning the cadaver dogs. And tell everybody out there, for the ones that don't know, tell them your experience regarding these dogs alone.
So we do have a plan. We will absolutely be releasing this information. Right now, like I said, we are very focused on this ice storm.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So my name is Sam, and yes, I am still sick, you guys. You can tell the whole side of my face is still swollen. But I had to make this video for you because the Aeroponic Tower channel, I've told you guys about this chick before, really like her. She seems to be super, super honest. And she is located in the middle of the storm-ravaged areas. Now, I brought to you guys a couple of days ago, I told you guys, I really felt like the baby, the 18-month-old baby dying in North Carolina was a scam. Well, guess what? It looks like the dogs that were going up there and searching, the cadaver dogs, and then they all supposedly got extremely ill and some of them also passed away, is also a lie. So there are a group of people currently in North Carolina that are scamming, and they're scamming so hard. They don't have like social media presence to begin with. They do not have any nonprofits previously set up. These people are there solely for whatever reason. Guys, I can't figure it out. And it's very concerning, but I have a clip here that I want you guys to watch.
And I'm going to use a little bit of code here because these kind of things, these topics are getting flagged. So there were dogs passing due to toxins. That was one of them. The dogs that had come out that were trained to look for the lost. There was a claim, I think she said 9 of them died, and that she had called that crew in, and so she felt really guilty because she had called them in. So that was one of them. And then, which to me was very specific. And then the 18-month-old that died of hypothermia. I was trying to get confirmation on that because I haven't been able to actually talk with anybody who can give me specifics on location, where this was at, and like confirm, yes, I know these people, or I had eyes on this situation, or I'm involved in this somehow. That's how the information I'm talking about, like that's my connection. I'm not always there to see it with my eyes, but somebody I know personally and trust was there. That's the information I'll bring to you guys. So I had heard her stuff and thought, oh, I should call her because I really want to know more about those two situations. We're going to talk about the toxins and what's going on with that.
So I want you guys to be super careful when you're getting information coming out of any disaster areas. This happened a lot with Maui. In fact, it is the reason I originally went to Maui the first time in September of 2023, because I too got sucked up into, oh my gosh, you know, there are 2,200 children missing. You know, they've been put on school buses. They've been taken off the island. Oh my gosh, we have to save these kids. Now, there's a backstory as to why that bothered me so much. But what I did was I packed up and I went to Maui and I spent 8 days on the island interviewing people that had lived there their entire lives, interviewing people who had lost everything. And what I realized was there was truth and then there were lies. And the two sometimes are so intertwined that it's very hard to tell them apart. So what happens is the same thing that happened in Maui. You have so many lies that there is something called misinformation. And it's very hard for people sitting at home to be able to distinguish between what is truth and what is lies. And one way that you can tell is that people cannot give specifics to the situation. So what will happen is this person will claim that they know that it happened, but they can't tell you where it happened, who was involved, the local police, EMS, hospital, they don't have any knowledge of it. So that's always a huge red flag. I had brought that story to you guys, and I got a lot of heat back from people. You know, oh, this did happen, Samantha. You need to do your research. Well, folks, that is something I do very well, is research. And I'm very happy to see these people from North Carolina that are fighting for the true North Carolinians to finally be becoming aware. And I hope maybe my video had something to do with that. I don't know that I will go to North Carolina. I've had a lot of people ask me, are you going to go? I just wrote a book and I'm waiting for it to be through the publishing stages. Leslie, our newsletter editor, helped me, and she told me to let you guys know the newsletter for the 15th will come out, but she's having some health issues, so there will not be a newsletter for December 1st. There will be one for December 15th. So have some grace for her, folks. She is going through a lot right now. She needs your prayers. Second off, or secondly, I might add, the book that she and I wrote is called Growing Under a Poison Sky. And we're praying that will be out. I was hoping it'd be out before the end of 2024, but it looks more like the beginning of 2025. And it's really going to help people in North Carolina that garden, homestead, farmstead, get back, because it's going to teach them bioremediation. It's going to show them how to determine what toxins are in their soil and their water, and then how to clean it themselves, not depending on the government, not depending on the USDA or the local agricultural university. It's going to teach them how to take it into their own hands and say, this is my soil and I can fix it. And this is how I'm going to fix it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's super important that we stay aware of what is going on in our country, but we stay aware of the scammers and we bring them forth when we see them.
So whatever we have to do, whatever noise you have to make, like I said, I gave my number out. Call me, I'll FaceTime you. You tell me where you want me to go, I'll show you stuff that you've never seen before. I don't want to. I feels like exploitation, but I don't care. I will scream. We're going to scream. This is happening. It's very real.
Well, we've had from Grindstone Ministries. They were working in a part in Tennessee, and I don't even know how many cadaver dogs, because that's that's like the canary in the coal mine, so to speak. But you also are you able to talk about what your experience was with these cadaver dogs? I mean, just to kind of confirm what these guys are saying, because they've lost a number of them over there.
Like I said, really the only ones we've tried to be very careful. We had more protocol than everybody else at the beginning. So our only situation really was a little bit of sickness and then the boots disintegrating because they were little booties.
Yeah, that's also a conspiracy theory too, even though I know of that personally down here on this site.
Like I said, I don't know what hearsay is when you know it and I know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to convince, 2
And
billion people, I get it, that's fine. But you know what? I'll go walk you down the road. There's 1,000 families that I've already helped and that we've already helped you tell us what you need to know, man. We'll show you. We need help.
Let's bring in Stephanie. Let me get in between you two.
Someone on my live was like, that's not the regular face. I think they were confusing us redheads.
I'm surrounded by the both of them. I'm going to get in close so Stephanie can get onto the mic too, or at least onto my mic. Stephanie, you were able, when I found her, I was like, okay, I got to find out who this person is, but I'm like everybody else is going at 100 miles an hour. You live locally, I live locally, and
I do now.
You do now. So, I mean, what was your impetus to reaching out to her?
So your name's come across my path a couple of times, and I was listening to a podcast. And the first time, and I'm a believer, and so I feel like God makes all the connections for us. And I heard your name, I was like, I need to get her number, and I knew you were putting it out there. And then today it came up again. I was like, text immediately, and she replied within minutes, and here we are. And it's about getting the truth out. And you confirmed one of the stories that I had questions on, the 18-month-old that's passed recently due to hypothermia. Like, we weren't able to confirm that, so I was trying to just help, like, boots on the ground, get real confirmation with some of these things we're hearing.
I don't know if y'all heard about the conspiracies in in Chimney Rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually do have a witness, and he's willing to go on record.
Well, I got one coming on tonight. I'm going to be going live with a witness who's been working at Chimney Rock and a number of these other places.
Did he see the shootings and the burnings?
I don't know about that, but what I do.
So I'm sorry that so many people were hurt over the stories about the dogs, because that broke my heart. I have a German Shepherd. You all know that he is right now being trained for canine and home protection, and he's doing amazing. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be going and visiting them this weekend. And hopefully Mr. Rich, the guy that runs where they're at, maybe he will be able to come on camera and do some tips on training your dogs for y'all. But I just wanted y'all to know that hit me really hard, because my best friend is a German Shepherd. So thinking that these dogs died some horrific death trying to help people was heartbreaking. And now we find out that story is probably not true at all. And we know for a fact there was no 18-month-old baby that froze to death in a tent, and then the parents were snuck out of the state with armed guards. I mean, all of that was throwing up red flags, because let me tell you something. You can't run from the long arm of the law. If a baby did die, every news outlet would have picked that up. Why? Because they would have made it political. Both sides would have, folks. That is how it works. They like politicized, emotional stories. And there's nothing more horrific than a baby freezing to death, okay? Especially in America. So let's all be thankful that those stories are wrong. Let's be thankful that this beautiful, redheaded, fiery, North Carolina, homesteading, plant growing, homeschooling mama has also figured it out, because she's very bright. And I figured she would be the first one to be like, wait, that does not sound right to me. Let me do a little digging. And she did. And she tells that story beautifully in this episode. And I highly suggest you go watch that. I will tag that in description for you guys. But I just wanted to bring to the fact, the ones of you that got so angry with me, stop letting your emotions dictate truth for you, okay? We can have differing opinions and still be cordial to each other, because that is one thing I'm going to do. If I'm wrong, if you've watched me for any amount of time, I come back and say, oops, totally got that wrong, you guys. I was not wrong, because I didn't let the emotion of it sweep me away. I looked at the post, read the post, and when I went to get emotional, I said, shh, hush. And I looked at how it was worded, and I went, that does not even sound right. So I want you to sit on this verse today from the Bible. Blessed are the eyes that see, and blessed are the ears that hear. And I pray that God gives you both of those in these trying times that we're living through, folks. Now, I love you. I have to go take another antibiotic, go put a heating pad on my face, and get back in that bed, because I am not feeling well. But this needed to be brought to you guys. So I love y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please let people know that these stories are false.